So today we'll be taking you on how to start your own snail farm if you want to start your own snail farm. So this is our pen here. We have different pens here. Then we have already introduced the snails into this pen after acclimatization. You're welcome. So this is already my foundation model farm, and these are the snails we'll be using today for the training. We want to teach you how to introduce your snails into your own farm. So you might not really have enough resources to set up this kind of farm. So we'll also tell you the smallest ways, easy ways for you to set up your own farm. You might be thinking, okay, how am I going to get money to build a pen like this? How am I going to get money to construct something like this? But let me just tell you that there are so many ways to start your own snail farm if you want to do it. So you're welcome. Okay, this is the environment I want to introduce these snails to. So before you start your own snail farm, let's say you want to use something like this for your own snail farm. First of all, you build this. After building this, you treat it. Either you treat it with vinegar, or if you don't have vinegar, you treat it with palm wine and water. You wash the environment with palm wine and water thoroughly. Then after washing it, you leave it to dry. Do you understand? Then before you introduce your sand, you might think this is just a normal sand. You don't just introduce with any sand. You introduce with loamy sand. You introduce with what? Loamy sand. Then before you introduce the loamy sand into your pen, you have to treat it. You treat it either by frying it, like how you fry garri. You fry the sand, then allow it to cool off, maybe 2 to 3 days. Then you mix it with your calcium, introduce it to the pen, then sprinkle some water. Why you sprinkle some water is for the environment to be moist, because snails cannot just live in a dry environment. Likewise, you human being, you have to drink water, right? So you make the environment to be moist and conducive. Or then if you don't want to fry your sand, you can boil it with hot water. So this sand now, it was boiled with hot water. Like you get your sand, fill it in a basin or a drum, then add hot water to it, allow it to stay. Then you either sieve the water or allow the water to dry from itself. Then you introduce it to your farm. So after introducing it, you bring your come inside. You bring your manure or the compost leaf. You know, snails, they don't eat meat. Do they eat meat? No. So this is what snails eat. So snail farm is one of the easiest farms to do because you don't really need much. This is not like let's say poultry that you have to buy feed every day. No, this one you don't need much. Something from your house, from the back of your house. This is what plantain leaves. So you can just use leaves to start your own snail farm. Then if you don't have money to build something like this, you can use tire. You know tire, right? Yeah. If you have tire, just treat the tire, that cycle area of the tire. After frying your sand, you introduce your sand into that cycle of area of the tire. Put your snails they have gotten from the bush. You can even use the snails from the bush, but these ones that we are using today, breeder and basin, is called Achinata marginata. These West African snails is mainly used in Nigeria. There are so many snails. We have land snail, we have sea snails. There are so many snails, but this one is mainly seen in Nigeria here, land snails. And then they breathe through their lungs. This one is now the land snail. So you can actually get your own snail. This one is quite different from the ones inside the bush because these ones are improved snails. But the ones inside the bush, if you want to use them for your snail farm, you can also use them. Just go for your snail hunting, bring them, get your tire, treat the tire, wash the tire very, very well. Don't use soap, just use water. So for you to disinfect the tire, since water cannot disinfect it, you use vinegar. If you don't have vinegar, use palm wine. Use a bit of palm wine. Wash it very well. Then introduce your sand. What they say you do to the sand before you introduce it?
You fry it or boil it hot.
You fry or boil, because that's treatment. There are some microbes inside the sand that can actually affect the snails because you are introducing them into a different environment. Let's say it's white snail, they're already used to that environment. So if you bring them out, just like you now, if I take you to Kano in this weather, cold will be catching you, right? So for you to survive in Kano, you buy what? You buy cardigan and the rest of them. So likewise this animal. So you get the sand, introduce it into that tire. If you don't have money for this one is now